Hey witches, it's Willow Moonlight and happy Vlogstice. I have a special guest with me here today. Do you want to say hello?
Okay.
Alright, this is my partner, a little camera shy. Today we are going to be painting something here while we watch TV. Now let's take a look. Stop laughing at me. Don't make fun of my bloopers.
I'm not gonna make fun of your bloopers. I'm gonna put that on.
You should. Bloopers on. Okay, let's take a look at what we are going to paint today. Here we are. We have a tree and a snowman. Now the next day, and here is the finished product. She decided to do the snowman, and there's a little red scarf around him. And over here is my tree. It's all decorated and lit up. I think it turned out really nice. So we'll have to find a place to put those on display. So I have been reflecting a little bit on the winter solstice and Yule. So as most of you watching this channel already know a little bit about the solstice and Yule, but for those who don't know, the solstice marks the shortest amount of daylight hours and the longest amount of nighttime hours, however you want to word it, and this marks a time of bringing back the light as the days from here on out to the summer solstice will get longer. And Yule is a pagan Sabbath that begins on solstice and lasts for a total of 12 days. Now, I don't really want to get into a huge, history of Yule, because I think some of these traditions can be really fuzzy when it comes to finding the proper resources, which is one reason why I don't get caught up in trying to preserve the ancient ways, because I just really don't know, like, is this real or true or not? So for me, I just see myself as a Neo Pagan, and we do things, much differently from the ancient ways. We live differently from, previous years. Even in the past 50 years, life has changed. I can only imagine for people 400 years ago, it was probably a lot different. To celebrate Yule and the solstice, I mean, that was, I would think probably, a big deal for your physical health, because winter, I can only imagine, was really hard to get through. You needed to have, the resources just to get through that time. So celebrating the light coming back meant you were going to be closer to being able to, grow new crops again, or, to create more resources. So obviously for me personally, I know not everyone relates to me, but I don't necessarily have that much of a struggle with accessing resources in the winter compared to the summer. I'm very grateful and fortunate to have a job with steady work all year long, and I have a place to live. I have, you know, heating. I mean, occasionally we lose power or whatever, but overall, getting through the winter physically is not as difficult, you know, having access to medical care. I know this year is going to be different because of COVID. There's going to be some, you know, physical difficulties for a lot of people who might be out of work and not being able to provide themselves with the resources and provide their families with the resources that they need to get through. And that's why I'm donating money to the food bank to help people get through that time of darkness. I can only imagine it would be really hard for people this time around, and the demands for, you know, basic resources are just going to keep increasing. I think they're bound to increase, but I'm not going to get into that conversation right now. So for me, like I said, it's more about Yule, and the winter solstice is more about just my mental health and being able to, you know, get through this time of darkness. It's nice to do things that are fun and festive and just, you know, insert something to, I don't know, just a tradition, you know, something that's creative and that increases your quality time with people that you love. And while I do enjoy some of these activities that have ancient origins or just older origins, historical origins, I don't necessarily do that with the intent of keeping those things alive for that purpose. So, for example, I don't put up a Yule tree to symbolize what it is that I'm trying to manifest in the upcoming year. I put up a Yule tree because it makes me happy and I like the lights, and it's relaxing to be in the living room when it's all dark and have the tree lit up and all these other little things lit up. I have some decorations that have sentimental value to me, or just things that I think are pleasing. I like to light candles, and it's just really nice. It's relaxing for me. So some of my favorite ways to celebrate this time of year is to spend time with people that I love. I know it's difficult with COVID, and we have to, you know, abide by these new laws and also just be smart with what we are doing. You know, you could spend time like online with people like Zoom, or you can send them, you know, Facebook messages if you haven't, you know, talked to them in a while. I know that I've had a few people reach out to me, and I've reached out to a few other people. You know, sending cards and letters in the mail, or, you know, sending my gifts in the mail. That's new for me, but it's, you know, it's good, you know, and the ones that I can spend time with, I will. I also like doing other like festive activities like baking cookies, which I will be doing in my next video. And I love, like I said, to decorate, you know, build a snowman. We don't really have any snow yet, thankfully, but it's coming. It usually is already here, but I'm okay with waiting a little bit before we get any snow. I like to listen to music and watch some of my old favorite, you know, holiday themed movies. And of course, I like to maintain some personal traditions. Like, I'm actually in the process of trying to come up with a new to me sort of tradition. Growing up, my parents would always make this gift basket for a person that they knew were in need. And now that I am, you know, grown up and moved out of the house, I no longer participate in that with them. However, I would like to find some kind of alternative that I can start that will, you know, help benefit somebody. I know I am donating, like I said, to the food bank this year, and I do think that money, you know, goes a long way, you know, because they can make it stretch twice as much, which is better than what I can do. But yeah, I would like to definitely formulate a new tradition, something with my partner, kind of like how my parents had their little, you know, secret Santa tradition. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully her and I will be moving in with each other in the new year at some point, probably not until I get my driver's license, but we will see. So my question is for you is, if you celebrate winter solstice or Yule, how do you celebrate and what does it mean to you? Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me thumbs up, give me thumbs down, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. We'll be baking cookies.